XLM trillions throughput because of ISO 200 2022. We need to start with Stellar and connect the dots. So really, in this video, I explore where we could be going in terms of the ISO 2022, and I start connecting the dots as to is it viable? Is it going to be used? Is it a realistic thing that's actually happening? Is Stellar actually part of this ISO standard? I can tell you through my research, nothing has come up to tell me on the ISO standards body that Stellar is a part of any committee. Nothing on Stellar's website to express, nothing in a press release, nothing that they want to release is public information. So, with having said that, we need to start by looking at these blog posts, and a good place to start is, I think, probably Yahoo Finance, and have a look at where all these rumours started from. So, without further ado, Nathan, please, Yahoo Finance. Okay, yeah, so after quite a bit of digging and hunting around, I found this post on Yahoo Finance, Investor Place, and it's the ISO 222 cryptos, 5 compliant cryptos to keep an eye on in 2022. And really, after having a good read through the post, we scroll down to the bottom here, and I'll link this post in the description. It says ISO 200 2022 would consolidate all these messaging formats into a single language, extendable markup language, XML, which isn't XLM, it's XML, which is just a language for communicating on the internet. Many organizations are starting to back ISO 222, notably the Society of World Interbank Financial Communications, SWIFT, puts its support behind the standards in 2018. The organization is migrating its members to the ISO standard. Early this month, the organisation rolled out a testing environment for its clients to get the feel for the standard. It plans to have the standard fully implemented by the end of next year. So this was December 2022. So by the end of this year, they would have fully implemented this plan. The president's crypto bill would have been out by November. So it sounds like it's rocking and rolling to the new monetary system. But, by the way, that's going off into something else. What I'm looking at really is the relevance between Stellar and the ISO 200 2022 standard, right? You read this, there is some good stuff in here about the Federal Reserve and so on and so forth, but let's jump to it. So, this is important. The ISO 200 2022 standard does threaten to get in the way of some cryptos. There are a number of experts who believe adoption of the standard will get in the way of cryptos like Bitcoin, BTC USD, and keep them from becoming ubiquitous as international money transfer players. However, that's not the case for a handful of ISO 200 2022 cryptos. There are 5 digital currencies that adhere to the ISO 2022's compliance requirements, making them apt players for the year to come as Swift adopts the format. Two currencies are not just compliant with ISO 2022, they are members of the ISO 2022 standards body. Now, this is what I've got a problem with. I can't find anywhere, if somebody else can enlighten me, put it down in the comments, where there's an official statement from Stellar or Ripple that they are actual on the body, on a particular committee, or on the ISO body. I can't see. It sounds to me like they've got to be a committee, and I can't see anywhere which says that. I read on. These currencies are Ripple, XRP USD, and Stellar Lumens XLM USD. Ripple is the first of the two to be added to this body, opening up standardization for distributed ledger technology. Stellar is a part of this body through IBM. Again, there is no link with IBM anymore other than the open source software IBM WorldWire, which is great, but it is open source, which means anybody can use it, and it's likely that it interoperates with Hyperfabric, because IBM are using the Hyperfabric blockchain as a distributed ledger technology. But that doesn't mean to say that Stellar can't plug into it through IBM WorldWire. But we've got more investigation on that to do. So anyway, looking at this post, you read on. Yes, Stellar uses stablecoin, which sounds like the IBM WorldWire, which probably at this time is the actual IBM WorldWire. Is actually, I think that's fact. No one's going to dispute that, right? Again, it's been open source. I've forked it. That project is an institutional grade software, open source software that anybody can use. I say that again, an institutional grade software quality that anybody can use. That is at the ISO 2022 standard, what I believe. Other cryptos that are compliant with ISO include XDC, IOTA, Algorand. What ties all of these cryptos together differentiates them from non-compliant cryptos is their focus on streamlining international wire transfers. As such, they are some of the earliest adopters of the ISO 2022 standard, seeing that it is rapidly growing in support from institutions. In addition to these 5, there are 3 more cryptos rumored to be compliant, but these cryptos are not yet officially listed as such. The lists include Hedera Hashgraph, Quant, and Cardano ADA. Well, I can say that Quant, Gilbert, the founder of Quant, is the committee TC68, but more specifically the TC307 founder, and that's on his website. We see that he's the committee chair from the ISO standards. So that's not a rumour. That's okay. When I say it's not a rumour, it could be a rumour, but why? He's committee chair, so he's got a lot of influence, and he's obviously going to make his blockchain compliant, right? So I think looking at this, it's safe to say, while some of it is a bit rumory, that there's a lot more cloud in the line of sight than there needs to be. There doesn't need to be rumour behind it. It's not actually rumour. It's more about openness and transparency when we come into these sorts of standards. If you haven't seen the BSI, when I take a deep dive into BSI, have a look. Anyone can register up and chime in on the standards. So I think the way, yes, these blockchains are doing things, they realise that there is a a big game, big gain to make, and by being open and transparent and chiming in and being parts of these committees, being board members of the standards, I don't know about that. I can't find any evidence that suggests that. For me, the only evidence I've found is that IBM is a committee member through BSI, through the British standards. So again, in any case, that's where I conclude with this article. And again, this is this guy's opinion. He's quite prominent in this space, so with his article writing, and it's good research, it's a good article, I enjoyed it. Have a look at it. It's a bit old now, but I think that's where a lot of this information has come from. It's come from this article, and people have made it as they want. But in any case, that's another deeper dive into ISO 200 and 2022, how Stellar is compliant, and as you can see, other cryptos. But have a great day. Take care now.
Great, thanks Nathan. So really, we need to do some more dot connecting, and to do that we have to dive a little bit deeper. So I think what we're going to need to do really is another video, and looking for more connections with ISO 222, and that being, let's dive into Gilbert's own website, and some publications of committee members, and see what they've got that gives us some connecting the dots. Without further ado, I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Smash the Zion coin up there, smash the like, and check out this next video. Don't miss it. See you soon.